by a police officer, Brian George. That's not fair to me at all. There was no justice in this case. Nicholas Haywood is not going to rest until there's justice in this case. I'm not going to rest until there's justice in this case. People have no idea what he has been going through for the last 21 years. There's plenty of nights that he don't sleep because there was no justice in the case of his son being killed. There's plenty of days that he can't rest because there was no justice in his case. There's so many times that he goes through days of depression and stress and aggravation because there was no justice in his son's case. There's no reason why Brian George should have been allowed to go back to work, do his whole 21 years after he killed Nicholas Haywood Jr. to retire on November 1st and get his whole pension, while Nicholas Haywood is still suffering for the loss of his son that he killed.
Justice for
Nicholas Haywood.
Justice for
Nicholas Haywood.
Justice for
Nicholas Haywood.
Justice for
Nicholas Haywood.
Mr. Haywood is on his way down. Mr. Haywood is on his way down right now, and he'll come down here and he's gonna just give us an update about what his conversation was upstairs, what his meeting was. But we also want to just stipulate that one of the reasons we're out here too is because many people in this city have seen a glimmer of hope with this Brooklyn District Attorney, because he's been able to exonerate some wrongfully convicted men, some wrongfully convicted black men who served time under investigations and prosecutions under Charles Hines. We want to make sure that Mr. Thompson also has the wherewithal to understand that police brutality is an issue in this city and in this country that people are literally screaming at the top of their lungs needs to see justice. So getting wrongfully convicted men out is important, but it's also important to hold police officers accountable. This criminal justice system has been out of control for decades. And one of the signs that we are looking for from any district attorney in this city, but Mr. Thompson has an opportunity right now to do it, is to say, yes, cops will also play by the rules that we all play with, that we're asked to operate within bounds of laws and morals, and police officers can be held accountable by prosecutors. In Staten Island, you saw that didn't happen. And that's why people are still angry. Mr. Haywood has been marching for 21 years. We ask that Mr. Thompson bring justice to this case and show that there's finally a change in New York City. That finally today we're gonna see justice, and finally today we're gonna start holding police officers accountable. And there's no better case than the case of Nicholas Haywood Jr. Because Nicholas Haywood Jr. was in 1994. It was one of the first cases in the era that we're seeing when we saw all of the police brutality movement start, that led the way for the Amadou Diallos, for the Sean Bells, for the 50 Shots, for the Eric Garners, for the Kai Gurleys. So going back in history and starting with Nicholas Haywood, we can start to unpack all of the lies and the injustice that have brought so much anguish to all the families that marched for so long. So